Hi Aquarius, and welcome to your reading. My name is Simon, and I'm a psychic, a medium, and tarot reader. So I'm going to be doing your reading today. Sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what the general energies are around you at the moment as we move from the end of June into the month of July. Time of Cancer. And I will just quickly remind you that time is fluid. So if you catch this reading at another time, then it's probably likely to be the right time for you. So Spirit, please tell us what Aquarius should be aware of. And the first thing that comes to mind, Aquarius, is gossip. For some reason, you, your family, your partner, you're all interesting to the people in the world around you. So I do think you are being gossiped about, not necessarily in a bad way, but you're different. It feels like your family is slightly different, maybe unusual. Maybe you and your partner are from different cultures. Perhaps one of you connects with the Caribbean, as in you want to go to the Caribbean, or literally one of you comes from the Caribbean or has connections, family connections in the past, from the past to the Caribbean. But you are interesting, and the way that you and your family look at life, I feel one or two of you have slightly more unusual hobbies or interests, and I think people around you find that fascinating, interesting. Alrighty, okay. Well, Aquarius, here you are coming in strong, mentally knowing that you want to cut through stuff that's just wasting your time, that doesn't feel important to you. Let's say it may be important to other people, but not so much to you. So I feel like you want to move any rubbish ideas, any complicated conversations leading nowhere. You're not out to necessarily please people at this point. You don't want to be pushed around either. And you also have to give a definitive answer, I feel. It may be to someone in an official capacity, but my sense is this is my answer. This is it. This is what I can do. This is my decision. There's some blips along the way, but there is force here behind this decision. So I think it's almost like actions speak louder than words. And you are very much about the truth right now. You don't want your time wasted in a fantasy world. You are very interested in what's going on in the environment right now. There's a certain amount of interest in politics. Maybe you've dabbled or you want to dabble in politics, or maybe you have a particular interest in a specialized group. Whatever it is, you have strong feelings, and you want your voice heard. You feel what you have to say and your knowledge is important. So I don't feel you're going to waste the opportunity. I think you're going to use an opportunity to speak out what you're thinking. And here you are, standing on the moral high ground, explaining to others the facts as you see them and understand them and know them. Also, here with the Three of Pentacles, tells us that you've just undergone an important lesson, and as part of that lesson will be the actions that you now are about to take, the decision that you're about to act on. It's all part of a lesson in appreciating who you are. You can shed light on things because you're quite knowledgeable. You use your head a lot. In fact, you live a lot in your head, Aquarius. So you do think things through. You've got a very defined thinking process, and you're unlikely to make decisions with your heart. You trust your eyes, you trust your head, your instincts, but you're not always 100% sure where your heart stands. I feel some of you Aquarians might have gone through a confusing upbringing, actually, which makes you want to trust. No, it creates a confusion. That's what I want to say for some of you. It creates a confusion. Some of you trust what you see with your eyes. Others of you find it more difficult to trust. What you see with your eyes and what you hear with your ears don't always match. We have the Two of Cups. I think there are two things here. One is you may be talking about a contract. You may be trying to sever a contract and have come to a complication around how you can sever it, but you're standing on the moral high ground, so I think you've got a trick up your sleeve here that you've yet to play. Also, a bit tricky in your relationship because one of you wants to act more decisively than the other one. One of you is saying, no, hold on, let's just chill and see how things unfold before we make any big decisions. The other one of you is a bit more impetuous and is pushing for a decision, and that might be a bit premature. Yeah, a decision about what you want, what you want, what do you want to do with your home. There's also dreams here of going abroad, and it feels to me like you're very much waiting for the moment when travel restrictions are clear so that you can then go on to make your plans. But you want to travel. You want to travel. Your partner wants to travel. This is you, Aquarius, because you are an air sign. And so I do think you need to act on your words. You do need to show your sincerity here. Also, it gives me a sense that there's a lot of work to be done on a property, maybe decorating, a tiling. It's all cosmetic, but the work needs to be done, and I do see you putting it off, Aquarius, because it's not that urgent. This work has been hanging around for quite a long time anyway, so it's like, in your mind, another few weeks or months isn't going to make much difference, possibly even years. But your partner may feel differently. Around you is abundance, so I think a lot of you Aquarians try and surround yourself with as nice an environment as you possibly can. Some of you may be working out in the garden, may have a partner that's very good and green-fingered in the garden. And some of you might have might want to be trying to keep the peace at this time. Perhaps your house is full. Perhaps you've got people coming and going from the house as well, or visitors, quite an active social life, and you're definitely happy to see people. Your partner and you do entertain, like to be entertained. You want to be out and about, and here you are. You have, generally speaking, a lot of you have a good situation that you're living in. Like I say, attractive garden around you, attractive property might be in need of repair, which you can do. This says, the magician says you can. So you should be, you should not be limiting your time. You should be devoting your time to improvement, or improving as much as you can. And that does include your relationship, because somewhere here, you're with a partner who wants to understand you, wants to hear you out, might have a quick temper, could be a bit fiery. But however, many of you are in an equal partnership. There may be okay, for justice. So you may have some legal situation. I mean, I can't help feeling there could be debts involved here as well. You may be trying to sort out your financial situation so that you can better survive what's going on now. That could be part or one of the decisions that you're making up here. And all the energy at the moment I see going into getting yourself through this time. You may be wanting and wishing to spend more time on your own, Aquarius, and you may be slipping off and quietly having a cigarette if you used to smoke, because I think you've given up. But I do feel one or two of you are secretly smoking and not telling your partner. I sort of feel you driving off in a car and just parking somewhere, lighting a cigarette and just letting your thoughts drift. And that's what you kind of need to do in a way, Aquarius. You need to let your thoughts drift, because that's how you process life, and that's how you function best, when you can drift a bit in your head. I think some of you must be working with the law, police, fire brigade, NHS, British Rail, buses. I get a lot of activity around the job you do. Not activity as in literally you're up, down, although some of you may be, but I get the activity around you in the sense of moving, so that you're perhaps going to different locations as part of your work. That sort of gives me the feeling that you also get a bit of time to think. Some of you may have to drive or travel that bit further to where you work. Some of you are dealing with redundancy here as well. So I think you're getting advice on your rights. One or two of you might be owed money and you are wondering how to best get that money back. Do you take the law, the route of the law towards getting money back? But there is justice for you. So it feels like there will be a fair outcome. Oh, goodness. Right, what have we got? Right. So some of you are connected to a fiery person, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. And that partner might be looking to liven up the party. They could be a bit bored. They may feel they've been left behind in some way. I don't know. They may feel they're not getting enough. Enough of what? I mean, that's something you need to work out. I just get the impression they're feeling like they deserve more. They should have more. I also here have for you the Ace of Cups, and coming in reversed is the Queen of Cups. So there may be a woman around you who is very demanding, requires constant attention. She may take up space either in your relationship because she is not your partner, but in some way she's attached to your partner. Could be sister, mother, daughter, friend. Or it can be that you are dealing honestly with a partner that is actually completely unreasonable and illogical at this time, and that therefore you're feeling like demands are made on you emotionally that you find it difficult to meet. So you may be experiencing emotional ups and downs to the point that you're asking yourself, do I want to get out of this? Do I? But I mean, some of you here will be heading towards divorce. You've got the Justice card. Divorce could be on the cards. It could be in your thoughts at this stage because of somebody's unreasonable behaviour. And maybe you are with a partner who's pregnant, by the way, or news comes in of a very unexpected pregnancy somewhere where you thought, no, that's not possible because the two people involved aren't getting on. Suddenly there's a baby. And that could be an ongoing emotional situation. Oh, we have the Justice card here doubled up. So you've got it twice. So there are definitely things going on around anything that has to do with legal stuff or forms that have a legal side to them, a legal connotation. But you are going to be dealing with things that are important, even your bills. As I say, if you can't meet them, you're having to deal in some way or other with the rules, restrictions. You may know somebody who broke restrictions here, by the way, unless of course it was you yourself. And then again, some of you may be working in the context of the law, having to know what specific rules are within your job specification. Building work as well. And very similar to the reading. Not sure if it was Sagittarius or Capricorn, but they too were dealing with inheritance issues, and here you are, in some ways, talking over inheritance issues, maybe discussing it with somebody who has a different point of view. Maybe they feel that they deserve more than you, or it could be the other way around, and they're seeing you as benefiting more than they themselves. But I think there's going to be a few problems connected to money, connected to legal paperwork. So be prepared, be prepared. I get the name of Rosie coming up. I also feel a Scottish sounding name similar to McClellan or McGovern. Macmillan maybe. But it takes me to a connection in Scotland. So I feel either you or a partner have roots in the past back in Scotland. I feel one or two of you have bars on the other side, on the outside of your windows, security bars. And I feel one or two of you may experience a sort of break-in into your home. But I think the person's caught. Please make sure you lock everything up and double check before you leave, especially if you've got a garage. That's what I'm being told. One or two of you are going to have a car towed away as well. I think it could be because it's going to the scrap heap, being replaced. I've got a piano being played around you. I do feel the piano being played is by somebody here on earth, but I also feel that you connect with a relative in spirit who could play the piano, enjoyed playing the piano, and loved music. They may have been an amateur musician themselves. Let's just see now what the Black Moon astrology cards are saying. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the moon. What does the moon wish to say? Please show us, Spirit, what's going on in Aquarius. Journey so far. We've got the Grand Cross, the Provoker. I think you can expect something to come in to nudge you, to irritate you, to push you forwards by provoking you. Someone that just knows what buttons to press, or something that presses your buttons, and it raises that sense of unjust anger in you, and you like justice. You really do like justice. Absolutely, you want fairness. So you have the provoker to sort of get you going, I think, to push you, to ask you to get more involved in something that you would prefer to stand back from, but you just can't because you've been provoked. Possibly your partner pressing your buttons as well. You're trying to remain upright though, Aquarius, and do the right thing. Let's see what we have here for you. So you and your loved ones are safe. So no matter what you're going through, you are safe. All right, if you're dealing with justice, if you're dealing with the law in any way whatsoever, filling in forms and so on and so forth, there will be help available to you, and it will go, I think, better than you think. Now, this is in the time of Cancer, and that's what we're in now, Cancer. So, new moon in Cancer, says the card. I think this period will bring something to light, and it makes it workable for you. It makes it possible for you. Yes, a win-win outcome is forecast. So you may be dealing with a certain problem or a certain person right now in the time of Cancer, and things are not clear because you're coming under a new moon, so things are not lit up. However, by the time we get to about September, October, you have a win-win situation around you, and the scales of justice feel more evenly balanced in your favour. So stay centered, Aquarius. You are going to move through this, and more swiftly, if you don't divulge too much, just what you have to. And as I say, with a partner, I think communication in the end is key here. But do expect your buttons to be pushed. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for now, Aquarius. So I wish you all the best. Thanks for listening till the end if you're still here. And I'll see you soon in a few days' time. But until then, bye for now.